What's good, everyone? Back for another episode of this week's Best of Soccer IG. All right, everyone, welcome back. As I mentioned, this is episode 2 of the Best of Soccer IG, where I do a deep dive into some of my favorite things that I saw on Instagram. Once again, I will be having on my phone. I did not script this. I have a little bit of an outline. Basically, I'm just reading off my phone and reading off some cool things. Kicking things off, we're getting right into it. This actually came through me, this project and this whole collective came through me actually through a message on LinkedIn from a guy named Zachary Moore, He's part of the Gorilla FC collective. If you don't know about those guys, definitely check them out. Shout out to Raymond, shout out to Justin. So Zach hit me up on LinkedIn. He mentioned that he saw my some of my videos, and he sent me a cool little zip file and a press release for a project that he's working on. Everything will release tomorrow, but I will, by the time this video comes out, everything should already be good and ready to go. So let's jump into it. Basically, I'm gonna read word for word on part of the press release. So it's a 10-piece collection of vintage 90s soccer jerseys reworked with patches and graphics from classic US colleges and universities, entitled the End of Summer Collection. Now, as you can see right here, they have a really dope Florida State, Connecticut, Virginia Tech, St. John's, Pittsburgh, Villanova, North Carolina, Duke, Providence, and Syracuse. If you look at that template and you were a kid playing soccer in the 90s, or if you watched MLS in the 90s, you remember these templates. Super duper iconic. I'm curious not only as to how they got all these, but how they got some of the colorways. Some of these colorways I've never seen before, and it's so dope that they match the college's colorways perfectly. Now, as I mentioned, it was part of the end of summer collection, so you can see part of the lookbook right here. Obviously, it's going to be the models are going to be doing activities that you would do normally at the end of summer, heading into a semester, right? Heading into a new college semester. So you have a guy playing basketball. Homegirl from Syracuse is eating a popsicle. Homegirl from Duke is playing tennis. You got the homie skating from Connecticut. And then it looks like the guy from North Carolina is maybe like at a boardwalk or something. I love this whole concept. I love the way, me growing up in the States, and a lot of you, I'm sure, a lot of these teams are super iconic, have some incredible branding. So I love the way he repurposed these and made them very unique and made them his own on these iconic Nike templates from the 90s. Reminds me a lot of like when like East Bay would come around and Nike would do like they would do like a silo of shoe, and then they would have in like Tennessee colors and UCLA colors and so on and so forth. So I love that whole vibe of this. That's exactly what it reminds me of. To give you the IG that this is gonna drop on, give me 1 second, I'm jumping over to it right now. It's gonna be called the Participation, sorry, give me 1 second. It is Participation Trophy Studio. So that's where their IG is. That's their collective where they release all of these jerseys. They will be available for purchase tomorrow, which will be today technically when you see this, but it's going to be on August 4th. So these will be available. Make sure to go check them out. Hit the link in the bio and it'll take you to their store to go ahead and purchase them. Now, keeping it moving. This is another really dope piece that came across my eyes. Just something I've never seen before, and I had to just like learn as much as possible. I don't want to butcher her name, but it says Ankuta Sarka. She's a designer, obviously, as you can see by the picture. When I first saw this picture, I was kind of like, wow, that's a really stunning photo, beautiful model. And I looked at that backdrop and I was like, why is there a soccer goal? And then I looked down at her shoes, and she actually repurposed some Nike boots and created them into an actual like women's heel, which is amazing, right? There's so many people doing customized sneakers these days, and we're going to touch on a little bit on that later. But look at how incredible she did these. Here's another example. Looks like some Nike Tiempos, or maybe some like there's even some what she did. You can see on this one as well. She's done like some sneakers, some Air Maxes, some more really cool blue Tiempos on this one. Then you can see the Flyknit on this one. Just incredible stuff. And again, really good craftsmanship. I believe the one that I saw, the original photo, was for an autumn winter collection that they actually got featured on High Snobiety. So make sure you go check her out. She's an amazing designer, really cool quality stuff. Now, in the same vein as Customizing, we head over to sneaker customizing, and I love sneaker customizers when they do a really good job. That's not always the case, but here, my goodness, these are Italia 94 inspired dunks. Just the quality on these off the jump is lights out. By the way, this is by Factory 8384. They are a new collective that came out. It's a bespoke experience studio/creative group specializing in current and throwback sports apparel repurposed into footwear and unique one-of-a-kind items. And that's exactly what they did here. On this piece, they actually collaborated with classic football shirts and LAKEY Designs. LAKEY Designs is the one that created that really beautiful display case. Now, the shoes themselves, you can see how they match. You look at Baggio over here in the 94 World Cup. Looks identical. You see or not identical, but you see where it takes the obvious nods from. You see the Italian Federation badge. That is a jacquard on this jersey that's sublimated, and not sublimated, but looks more like a monochrome print on the overall aesthetic of the shoe. You have the 3 stars for the 3 World Cups that Italy has won, and then it has that beautiful gold swoosh. And then of course the sole is like a red, green, and white that matches the Italian flag. Super high quality, super well done. Make sure you go check out Factory 8384. All right, so the next one we have this really cool cut and sew piece created by an artist/designer called, her name's Lydia Bolton. I didn't find it on her IG, I found it on Sirens FC IG, but these are the pictures. As you can see, she cut and sewed and put together this really cool Tottenham piece. Over here, you obviously see the brand new marble away kit from Arsenal for this season. Really cool stitching, as you can see, all hand sewn. Looks incredible the way she repurposed this. She has some cool little customizations there that she did. And then what's even cooler about this is they're revealing these as part of a charity auction. So make sure you go check out Sirens and Lydia Bolton. I'll definitely link them down below. I just thought this was a very cool, unique sort of bespoke thing that that kind of caught my attention. So really good stuff from them. Keeping it moving, we have some really dope socks by the Final Third. Now they're a collective that puts out soccer-inspired socks. They take from some of the biggest, most iconic jerseys, and the ones that are in this photo are no different. They're some of my favorite jerseys of all time. As you can see, it's the 94, 95, I believe, Nike Dortmund jersey when they had those incredible wings right there on the shoulder. You see that on the back of these, on these incredible socks. Love that you can rock some dope soccer fashion and not have it be over the top, not necessarily have it be a kit, but still show some love in a really unique way. So shouts out to the Final Third. Now, moving along, we have this incredible drop by Nike and it was their Jadon Sancho collection. Now, I know the purpose of this whole thing isn't always to shed light on big brands, but this was just such a dope thing that I could not get over. I absolutely loved it. As you can see right here, this is the Jadon Sancho collection. Young up-and-coming player from London. Really good dude. Love that he's getting a collection, well deserved. The boots are incredible. The kit is incredible. But what took this over the top for me was I got this off of Mundial Magazine's Instagram. Shout out to the guys at Mundial Mag. But it's a picture of that Nando's sauce. So with this whole drop, you saw a lot of influencers getting a box. And when they opened up the box, it was the jersey, it was the boot, and then it was a bottle of this Nando's Sancho sauce, which I think is so dope, super creative. If you've ever been to London, London is like basically, if you're from LA, In-N-Out is your big thing. If you're from London, it's Nando's. Every time I go to London, I eat at Nando's like way more than I should. That's maybe me being like a tourist, but still, it's Nando's is synonymous with London. So it's just really cool that they got super creative with this and created their own sauce, which brilliant stuff. I love it. Really good, man. Nike is doing amazing stuff right now. And then last on the list, this is a really cool collective that has come out in the past, I guess, year or so. They are the Plastics SG, Plastic Supporters Group. They came out, before I get into this, what this picture is, I want to talk about how they started. So this is a picture of some ladies that were at an LAFC game. They were getting made fun of online. Some people were calling them plastics, plastic fans, so on and so forth, etc. Now, the amazing ladies from this supporters group decided to take that negative and turn it into a positive, and they created their own supporters group called the Plastics SG. Now, to give you a rundown of what they stand for, I'm going to read directly from their Instagram bio. We promote, support, and advocate for women, trans, non-binary, and queer identifying fans of MLS. Such an incredible cause, such an incredible and important, necessary collective to show love and support people that maybe have been sort of overlooked in classic or in modern day sports. So really good to see a collective get together like this, turn a negative into a positive, and then just be a force for good. Now, this particular collection or this particular collaboration is with Los Verdes, who is an up-and-coming supporters group based in Austin, Texas, for the new Austin FC team that is coming to MLS. Now, I love the creativity and the cheekiness behind this whole design. First of all, it says y'all means all, which I love the whole flip on that like classic Texas slang. Then you have the Mexican blanket vibes, but they made it into a rainbow, added that whole inclusion vibe, which is what they're all about. And then on the other side, they have the Los Verdes slash plastics. So just an incredible piece by some incredible people. If you don't know who they are, please go check them out on Twitter, check them out on Instagram. They're amazing. So that concludes it. Thank you guys so much. We try to keep it as short as possible, but there was a lot of cool stuff, as you can see, this week. So make sure to check them all out. Every single person that I mentioned will be linked below to their Instagram. And then, of course, to buy all that stuff, you can just go into their bio and buy either the scarf or the socks or whatever else that you want to purchase. But for now, keep it locked. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you soon. Take care.